For exercise 5-7, you're going to want to make sure that you've gone to course documents in Blackboard and downloaded the metric template because this is a metric assignment. I've gone ahead and modeled this one 3D so that we can take a look at what the views are kind of supposed to look like before we actually get started into it. And again, my front faces are colored red, my top faces are colored yellow, and my right side faces are colored green. When I take a look at the top view, I can see that the majority of the top view is just a rectangular shape with a cutout. And then I've got kind of this backward 7 shape here, and then another 7 shape here, and then I've got just this profile in the middle. When I go to my front view, I can see that I've got the L shape here, the backwards L shape here, and the 3 rectangles that make up my object. The view that gets a little bit complicated is the right side view, because the only visible line in the right side view is the outside rectangle. All the other lines on here are hidden. So if we take a look at where these hidden lines come from, this hidden line that's right here is this back face right here. The hidden line that we see over here comes from these 2 back faces, and then the hidden line that comes all the way across comes from this face right here. So to begin this one, we're just going to go to New, select our metric template, and say Open. Now, since most of these views are basically rectangular, I'm going to go ahead and start this by drawing 3 rectangles. So our front view is going to be 100 by 30. Go back into the rectangle command, hover over this endpoint and move up, type 25, enter to set my view spacing. And this view is going to be 100 by 50, so that's 100 comma 50. And then one more rectangle to represent my right side view, and this one here is going to be 50 by 30. Once I have these rectangles laid out, I'm going to be doing some offsetting and stuff, so I want to go ahead and explode these. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on the explode tool, and I'm going to highlight all 3 of these objects and then hit enter. What that does is that makes everything individual lines so that I can offset everything without having to worry about any type of the whole rectangle offsetting or something. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and start with the front view. Now, I know that this L shape that is going to exist in here is going to be the same on both sides. So I'm going to do it on one side, and then I'm just going to offset it for the other side. So to start this, I'm going to go to the line command. I'm going to come to this endpoint, and I'm just going to hover and then move over so that I can track off 30 millimeters. And that's going to give me the first point. I know that this is 15 tall, and I know that that outside rim is 10 all the way around. So I came over 30 to get here, so I'm going to type 20 to get back to where I need to be, and that is going to locate this L shape. Once I have this L shape located, I'm going to go ahead and put in the other cut that exists. So I'm going to go to the line command, hover off of here, come over 40, and this is going to come down 15, and then it's going to come over 20 and go back up. Now, this line that exists in between here is not needed, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that while I'm still thinking about it. Next, I'm going to go to the mirror command, and I'm going to select these 3 lines and hit enter. And then I'm going to pick the midpoint here, and the midpoint here is my mirror line. And no, I do not want to erase my source objects. So what I have here is I've got basically the shape, but I need to remember that even though this goes back, that line does go all the way across. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this off by just drawing that line so that it's in all the way. So we've got our L shape here, our backwards L shape here, and our 3 rectangles that represent our front view. To get our top view, I'm going to start the line command, and I'm going to hover on this point and track up to here. Now this whole thing is 50 deep, so this only goes back 40. And then it's going to go back to where it meets up with this point, and that gets closed off. Now at this point, I can go to the mirror command again and just select those 3 lines and grab the midpoint here, and the midpoint here is my mirror plane, and no, I do not want to delete the source objects. So now I have my backward 7 shape and my regular sort of 7 shape, and now I can put in the cutout that goes in the front. So we'll come in here, project a line up, this goes back 25, and it comes over to this point here and then closes off. And now I can go to the trim command and get rid of the front of that shape. Now, one thing that you're going to notice in the book, it is not drawn proportionately. The dimension for this is 25. The total depth of this is 50. And in the book, it doesn't look like it's quite that deep, but we can see here that it is. So the right side view is complete minus the hidden lines. Based on what we analyzed in the 3D view, there's no hidden lines in my top view or my front view, so the only one I have to worry about the hidden lines for is the right side. So I'm going to come up here and go to my hidden line layer, and I'm going to start the line command. Now I know that I have a hidden line that goes all the way across here because I've got this surface and this surface here to make up that goes all the way across. Now the other hidden lines that I have in this part, I've got a hidden line that represents this face, which is going to go right here. So I'll go back into the line command and draw my hidden line straight down. That's going to give me the hidden line here that represents this face. Now the hidden line that represents this edge and this edge is just offset 10 from this side, and it only goes down to this flat edge. So I'm going to go back into my line command, and then I'm going to track off of this corner point 10, and then we're just going to come straight down to that intersection, and that is going to give us all of the hidden lines that are necessary for the right side view for this part. So again, here we have our top, our front, and our right side, and the spacing between each view is 25 millimeters.